Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dry Heat Tactical. Today, I've got a handgun review to you, my ultimate duty setup that I've got for my Glock, and I want to go over kind of some of the details and decisions as to why I purchased this and why I went with this platform. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Glock 19x MOS. Clear. So, the Glock 19x MOS came out very recently this year, and originally I had looked at the 19x. Loved the gun, looked at it, or I shouldn't say loved the gun, loved the look of the gun, just kind of wanted one to play around with. And ultimately, I was very happy that the 19X MOS came out because the 19X does not have, the 19X did not have the plate on top of it, and the MOS system, and nor did it have a threaded barrel. So I was going to have to purchase a threaded barrel, get the slide cut, or get a different custom slide. And that was, you're already kind of spending the money on the Glock, and you got to add all those additional pieces and parts. Along comes the 19X MOS. Glock gives you a factory Glock threaded barrel, and they give you a optic system. So I was tickled, and I got it for about $700, and I was very happy with that. Now, the reason why I had chosen this gun and why I wanted it so badly was I wanted a duty gun, and I wanted it to be just ultra reliable. My priorities here were not necessarily recoil mitigation. My priorities here weren't necessarily aesthetics, even though I love the way the gun looked. My idea was that I wanted something that was known for its ruggedness, known for its reliability, and something that you could just trust your life on in any situation, in any adverse environment. And when I think of that, the first thing that comes to my head is a Glock. There's other platforms out there that are fantastic, I know, but Glock, just in my mind, that's all I think about when I think of reliability and durability. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the conversation is always, oh, Glock, so overrated, or, oh, here we go, another Glock. But truly, it is a phenomenal handgun. Now, my experience with handguns, I've had a couple. I've had some 2011s. I've had the Springfield Prodigy that I used for competition. I had a Glock 17. I had a Glock 34, a Glock 19, a Glock 43X. And so that was kind of already built into my my long lineage of owning Glocks, but I liked the length of, I liked the frame of like the 34 and the 17. That fits my hand better, the full size, more extended frame. The length of the 17 was fantastic. I did like that quite a bit. However, in my head, I wanted to take my 17 and I wanted to either port the barrel or put a comp at the end. But if I put a comp at the end, that was going to extend it to the length of the 34, and I thought that was too long. So ultimately, Radian Ramjet and the afterburner setup. That takes your Glock 19, and if you didn't know, the Glock 19X, it is the larger Glock 17 frame. However, it has the shorter Glock, you could also say Glock 45 slide. So the shorter 19 slide, but the full-size grip. And basically what you have here is when you put the Radian Afterburner and Ramjet combo on there, it extends the Glock to the length of a 17. So beautiful. Oh, just what I wanted. Now I have the 17 length firearm, but I have my compensation in it. The Radian system had been out for a while now, and it was getting good reviews on its reliability, its consistency, its ability to fire all various kinds of ammo, ranging from, your 115 grain range ammo all the way up to your 147s and heavier. And so that's also something that I was thinking about when talking about reliability. Once you add ports and slide cuts, and then you start adding, or you add compensators to it, that changes the functionality of the firearm and what ammo it can run reliably. So ultimately, the Radian Ramjet was a bit of a risk on my part as far as adding something to a ultra reliable gun by adding an element that could affect that. However, I have been nothing but happy for it. About 1,500 rounds through the gun so far, still looking very clean. Haven't changed any springs. Everything is Glock OEM internal parts kit. I haven't changed the weight of the spring. The only thing that is different, obviously, is the barrel and the comp. That both comes from Radian. It is a set that you have to get together. You can't just add the comp on it. You can't just add the barrel. Well, I guess you could just add the barrel, but if you get the barrel, you might as well get the comp. So it came with factory suppressor height sights. However, they're pretty shite in my opinion, and they don't have any dot. There's no night vision capabilities. They're just plastic black post. I definitely want to replace these in the future. The flashlight, Surefire's X300 Turbo, phenomenal flashlight, extreme amount of throw. I actually have a couple of these on rifle builds as a flashlight, and they are exceeding my expectations phenomenally. But an X300, like the look of that, hangs off the side a little bit, but it's kind of a vibe for me. Trigger, I did not change the trigger on it. I kept it the same. And the reason why is I didn't want to put an excessively lightweight trigger inside of it. I wanted this to be, again, more of a duty style gun. And so I wanted to keep it as OEM as possible. And the trigger weight is, it's actually Glock's enhanced trigger. So Glock came out with another trigger that they've been putting in their new guns. And to be honest with you, it is a significant improvement from the original Glock trigger. And I don't have any issues with it. Getting used to it and training with it, again, we'll check if it's clear, but small amount of take up here. It's still your standard, Glock squishiness. And then the brake. Now for the reset. It's not the best, but honestly, for their enhanced trigger system, this has been working a lot better than previous. So I'm happy with it. I plan on keeping it like that. Maybe eventually I play around with like a Timney Alpha trigger or something, but this has been my bread and butter so far. Optic. I had a SRO on my 34 that I was using for competition, and I just thought I would throw it on here. It was a red dot that I already had. I didn't want to buy another one, and the SRO, in my opinion, is a phenomenal product. Only disadvantage to it is it's a circular optic, so there's a big window. However, it's not the most protected. Falling, having it drop straight on the ground, having it thrown around a little bit, it's not necessarily the most durable. And please don't crucify me if I'm wrong, but I've read a lot that the glass can break, and because it is such a tight system, that there can be some reliability issues as far as when you're, slamming it against buildings, dropping it if it falls off a rock. Remember the Lone Survivor movie when they're falling off the cliffs? I'm pretty sure this wouldn't survive that. So lo and behold, the JagerWorks shroud that they built for it it works with the MOS system. Just the optic goes inside of it and it sits on top of your plates, and it provides this very strong, durable shield on top. Boom, problem solved. I've got my SRO and I've got a shield for it now. So in my opinion, this has made me very happy. This setup has been a very reliable and very fun system to use, and the recoil reduction from it is pretty decent, honestly, from this little single port compensator. I'm very happy with it, and I do find myself getting my follow-up shots a lot quicker, but I'm still getting the same reliability from Glock. And again, like I said, I did not change out any of the internal parts kits. Something that I think happens is people get a little too custom with their Glocks, which is fine. But as soon as you start taking out all their parts that are known for making it reliable, that's where we run into some cycling issues. And that's where we run into, I've got a $2,000, $2,500 Glock that doesn't even run, or it only takes one type of ammunition. Not what I wanted. The magazines I forgot to touch on. Comes with 3 17-round magazines. Now I have them right here actually on my belt set up, but yep. 3 17-round magazines. And I would honestly, actually, no, I think it only comes with 2 17-round magazines and then 1 15-round magazine ? But I purchased some extra ones so that I'd have 3, 1 for the gun and then 2 for my belt setup. As far as the ammunition that I've ran through it, everything from 115 to 147 so far, as well as some hollow points from Sierra Defense, I believe it's called, running phenomenally. But in my mind, this is a gun that I could put in my backpack. This is the gun that I would carry on my holster as a sidearm. This is also a gun that I would just have laying around the house. And honestly, if I have to do another build, I would like one to have a suppressor on it, like a short, a nice short suppressor just for home defense use cases. And I would probably buy another 19x, just like this, the 19x MOS. It comes with the threaded barrel, comes with the optic system for, so what did I say, $700? Like that to me is a good deal when it comes with everything, especially trying to keep it OEM. Ooh, another feature that I forgot to talk about, the magwell. I did add the flared magwell from SLL or SLR Rifle Works. So just a little bit of extra help when doing the reloads. It feels great, and actually it does tend to catch my pinky. It has this nice little ridge that goes up that catches my pinky, which gives me a little bit more stability on the firearm. Practicing my reloads at home, it does catch quite a bit. It helps me with my reloads because I tend to botch them quite a bit. So I would definitely recommend this piece. It adds for the aesthetic, but it also adds practicality, and it's not overly large that it's going to impede in any ability to draw or manipulate the firearm. Just something to add there. All right, guys, that is my Glock 19x MOS review and build. Not really a review, but an explanation of how I have it set up and the reasoning behind why I purchased it and what my use cases are for it. I would love to see your Glock builds. I would love to see what your thoughts are, especially of the Radian combination, if you had any reliability issues or whatnot. But overall, I'm very happy with this build. And without the optic, you could say you could get it for about, I would say, without the optic and the flashlight, just if you wanted the handgun and the sight, you're probably looking at close to $1,000. However, once you add your optic and your flashlight, you're going up to $1,500, maybe more. But yeah, this is my setup. I hope you enjoyed it for this video, and please always feel free to leave a comment and like if you feel desired to. Until next time, stay cool.